Today, I'm going hatless. I'm trying something different. This is a good hair day for me, whatever that means. But also today I'll be sharing with you guys my top 5 bestsellers from my online print store. I'll give you a little story behind each image, what gear I shot it with, and I'll save the best for last because the one image at the end outsells all of the rest combined. So stay tuned to see what that image is, although some of you probably already know. And while on the topic of prints, how appropriate that today's episode sponsor is Printique. I use them for all of my professional and personal printing needs. More on them later in this video. If you're new here, I'm Justin Mott, and this channel is dedicated to all things photography from the perspective of a full-time working professional photographer. Someone recently asked me, why do I always have to say you're a professional photographer? Well, because I am, and that's like my USP. That's my unique selling point. I do this for a living. Some people don't. I do. I'm proud of that. I want to share it. Sorry if it bugs you. So let's just dive right into the top 5 bestsellers, starting from number 5 and working our way up to number 1. Along the way today, I'll share with you the story behind each image, the camera I used, the settings I used, and at the end, I'll reveal an odd commonality about all the top 5 images that has nothing to do with gear or technique. So coming in at number 5 is this aerial shot I took for my personal project. As above, so below. This project focuses on capturing the beauty of Vietnam from above and from below. It's a personal self-funded project. This image here was taken in Phu Quoc, Vietnam with a DJI Mavic Pro. The image is of a farmer spreading out pepper to dry. Phu Quoc is famous for growing pepper, and he was spreading out the pepper to dry in the hot sun on these very colorful tarps. And I took a shot like on the ground, and I thought, oh, this would be a cool matching shot. That's the whole point of the series, is matching an above and a below, an aerial wide shot and sort of a tighter shot, and bringing those two together and really focus just on the beauty of this country, which I've called home for so long. And when we put the drone up, it just worked well. It's the most colorful and vibrant shot I'm going to show you guys today. Maybe that's why it's one of my best sellers. And it's the only shot today that I took with a drone. Coming in at number 4 on my list today is the only aww shot on the list. This image was taken in Suriname. Pause for a second. How many of you just had to take a second to figure out where Suriname is? How many of you Googled it? Let me know in the comments section. Okay, now that you know where Suriname is, this image was shot for my personal project, Kindred Guardians, where I document people around the world who dedicate their lives to helping animals. This was shot with a Leica SL that I was borrowing. I had a 2-camera system. I had my Leica M10D that I owned and a Leica SL, the original one, which I was borrowing from Leica Vietnam. And this shot here was taken at Monique's Rescue Center. These were 2 sloths that were rescued from the city, and they were undergoing a health check before they were rewilded back into a safer place in the jungle. This is a great example of a moment beating everything else. The light is okay, the composition is okay, but the moment, it's a cute moment, it's a printable moment. That's why it's sold. Number 3 on my list is unusual for me because I rarely shoot landscape shots without a person in it or an animal or both. This was taken again for my personal project, As Above, So Below. See a theme here. This was taken in the northern mountains of Vietnam. And this is a great example of light beating everything rather than a moment beating everything. The light was just magical that day. It poured through the clouds, had a great view of the valley. Normally this series I've taken all my above shots with a drone. This just happened to work because I was at a high vantage point. And this was taken with my Hasselblad X1D. Oh, that camera had a lot of issues, a lot of bugs in it, but the color rendering and the handling of that camera was just beautiful. And sometimes I miss you, Hasselblad. I have to say it. Before we move on to number 4 on my list, I just want to give a quick thank you to today's sponsor, Printique. Without them, this episode wouldn't be possible. I use Printique to fulfill all my orders for my online print store. So all these images you see here, all my bestsellers, I print them with Printique and they ship them to my customers around the US and Canada. They also seamlessly integrate into my Squarespace website. They just make everything easy, everything flows, no problems. That's what I like. I live far away from my customers. I don't want any problems. I don't. I'm a low-key guy, low-drama guy. Don't need it. I tried a bunch of different vendors. They were the best. They continue to be the best, and I just love using them, and I'm just honored to have them as a sponsor for my YouTube channel. You guys know me. I don't collaborate with companies that I don't have a long history with. I don't collaborate with companies where I don't actually use their products. I've been using them, like I said, for a long time, and I just love them. And on a different note, just print your work. I'm telling you, you'll be happy that you did. Anyway, check out the affiliate link in the description box below. All right, number 2 on my list is another shot taken with my beloved Hasselblad X1D, which I no longer own. This time, this was taken in the rolling tea fields of Moc Cho, Vietnam. And again, for my personal project, As Above, So Below. Even though the sun didn't cooperate that day, the perfectly trimmed fields and the farmer in a traditional conical hat created this blissful scene, and I just loved it. This image has received a lot of love in my print store, but not only that, it was also featured in National Geographic and on the Hasselblad blog as well. It's just a very simple image, but I like the simplicity of it. I think that's why it sells so well. It's just kind of, it's a nice little scene to look at, and it's very quintessentially Vietnam. Finally, moving on to number 1, the bestseller. This image outsells all of the other images combined. This was taken for the pilot story of my Kindred Guardians personal project, featuring the last 2 northern white rhinos left in the entire world. And this was taken in central Kenya, and the story is about the bond of the rhinos and their caretakers. It was shot on my first ever trip with my Leica M10D. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. A few days into the story, while talking to Zachariah, the head caretaker pictured here, he was just hanging out. We were just talking about life. We were just having a conversation. He was calmly petting the rhino at the end of the day before they locked the gates up and before he went back to his little camp area. And I just fired off the shot. I was hoping I didn't know, because the Leica M10D doesn't have a screen, so I was a little bit nervous because I knew this was a rare moment. This is what I was hoping for when I planned this story out, to capture a moment like this, and I couldn't check on my screen. And when I went back to my camp and I loaded the image into my laptop, I was like, oh, thank goodness. I still don't know if this is my best image, not even just in general, even from this story. But I like it a lot. I do like the moment. It's a very rare moment. I like just the touch that Zachariah has on the rhino there. It's just so meaningful. It's the moment here that really wins for me. So if you haven't guessed it, what all these images have in common is they were all shot on personal projects, not assignments. Take from that what you will. I'll take away from that I'm able to slow down when I shoot on my own timeline and not someone else's timeline or someone else's story. I don't have the pressure that goes along with that. And that's how I think I was able to capture printable moments, and that's probably why these are my bestsellers. What they don't have in common is they all have different things going for them. Some really work as a landscape shot with light, some really work for a moment, some work strictly because of composition, but none of them are perfect. You know, I strive for perfection, but the world isn't a perfect place. You know, I want perfect light, I want a perfect moment, I want perfect composition, but you can't always have everything. You just do your best every time you go out and shoot. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before you go, make sure you check out my new Ask Mott by Justin Mott website for online classes, mentoring, workshops like my December 2024 workshop, which is open for registration right now. 5 participants only. We've got a few slots left. It's the ultimate workshop. Let me help you capture Vietnam through your eyes, but with my experience. I've also got presets on there that will not make you a better photographer, but they will add some pop to your images. Check all that out using the link below. And don't forget to print your images using Printique, and don't forget to check out my print store at Ask Mott by Justin Mott. Lastly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to have a wonderful day.